Last year on 22nd November, I had a heart and kidney transplant. It was 12 hours long of a surgery, and I was under the effect of anesthesia. The next day, when I came out of anesthesia, mm, I was surprised to see myself in the bed, and I was very peaceful, very calm, and I had a different kind of happiness inside me. It wasn't due to the success of the surgery, it was more what I experienced during the surgery. I was not supposed to feel anything or dream anything because I was under the influence of very heavy anesthesia at that time. But during some time during the surgery, I found myself at some different place. I found myself in a kind of a valley which was surrounded all around by hills. Uh, I wasn't there physically, but I could feel my presence, my consciousness or awareness was there. There were some trees around on the hills or on the valley, and there was one particular tree, a old tree, which had two branches, and there was some clouds on top of me, and there was a light shining on one side. According to my orientation, it was on the north side of the valley, and I was in the shade at the time because there were clouds overhead, and there were some people standing on the towards the light. They were facing light, and I could see only their outline because some light was filtering through them. It was kind of they were translucent kind of figures. I couldn't see any faces or anything. I had few questions in my mind at the time, and then I heard, not heard, more like I was communicating with somebody who at an upper intellect, higher intellect level, or at super level, whoever it was communicating with me, all that communication was taking place telepathically. Um, Whenever the thoughts were coming in my mind, questions were coming in my mind, and before the question would be completed, an answer would pop up in my mind automatically. And then it was conveyed or communicated to me. Somebody was telling me, like, "Oh, you finally are here." Uh, Kind of somebody said, "Oh, you dog, you are here." And dog it's a derogatory term used in Indian system for low kind of a life. And I was little wondering why somebody is telling me or calling me a dog. Then immediately it clicked to me that I have been talking a lot about the non-existence of God, and being an atheist, I was of a strong belief that there is no God, and I professed that very loudly to everybody, whoever I'll come in contact with, or whoever would do some religious things or prayers. I would always talk to them and will raise my opinion very strongly that there is no God. Why you guys are doing all this? Uh, and then what happened was, uh, I questioned that where I was, and I communication came to me, or somebody told me that you know very well where you are. And then I had few questions that who is God, what's God, and the communication came to me saying that I have all the answers inside me. Somebody told me that you know all the answers, and all you need to do is look inside you, listen to yourself, and everything is in you. And then the other thing I remember very vividly is that somebody told me that you think you the center of the universe, everything, you are a very important person, and you control everything. But you are not. You're not the center of everything. Let me show you the center of the universe, or let me show you the universe. And then I moved towards a place, towards the edge of the valley, where there was a little gap between the hills, and I saw Earth spinning on its axis, and Earth was moving in one direction at that time, though it was spinning at the same time around its axis. And then other planets, they passed around, and I saw whole galaxies going by. It, and then I realized how insignificant I am in a bigger picture of the things. After that, the light, the clouds started moving, and the light started moving towards where I was. And pretty soon, the light was shining on top of me, like rays were falling on me. That was the best experience I had ever had in my life. Uh, Light was of golden white color. It was more like I used to work in metallurgy at one time, and it was more like when the molten gold is it emits a kind of a light. It's a yellowish white light, and it was that kind of a light, but it wasn't like a hot or a heat coming out of the light. It was very soothing, very calm. uh, when the light was falling on me at that time, the wonderful thing happened to me was my brain or my mind, it stopped wandering altogether. It was calm, I was calm, peaceful, and there were no thoughts at all in my mind. No good thoughts, no bad thoughts, no nothing. I was just calm and at peace with myself. Soon after that, once the turbulence stopped in my mind, after that, my whole existence, it started fading away. I was kind of melting into the light. Uh, and At that time, this communication came to me telling me that it's not your time, it's time for you to go back now. And after that, I don't remember anything. I have heard few NDE experiences of other people who talk about trying to resist to come back, but I didn't resist at all. I don't know why. I wanted to be there. It was more like a home, that place. I loved being there. But I guess in Indian system, we are like listen to the authority all the time. Doesn't matter what it is, we always say yes sir. That kind of attitude we grew up with. And once I was told it's not your time and you have to go back, and after that, at that particular time my experience ended. I don't remember going back into my body, or seeing any doctors doing any surgery on me. The doctors are surprised at my improvement, how I'm improving. I have no rejection at all of the organs, and everything is going smoothly. I couldn't walk before the surgery. I was on the bed for 5 years. I couldn't eat. I couldn't walk. I couldn't take few steps. I couldn't get off the chair. And very next day after the surgery, I walked around the uh, in the corridors of the hospital, and now I walk like about 5 miles a day. I go to gym, I swim, and I do all the normal activities a person is supposed to do, or maybe more than those activities I do. Hence, I was more logical all the time, more analytical, and more objective. It was very hard for me to accept any concept of subjectivity. Um, because in science, I guess we are told only to consider objective things or do objective analysis and everything. So God, though I belong to Hindu family, very religious Hindu family, I did all the rituals and followed all the ways of Hinduism in early childhood days. But once I came of the age and I grew up, I started questioning all those things. Uh, and moreover, it was very hard for me to accept the rituals of the religion rather than spirituality of the religion. I was against all this time. I was against all the priests doing pujas or asking for money, kind of a thing. I'm open to it. Had opened this experience, have opened my eyes, or you can say opened my mind, and I'm open to all the possibilities right now. I'm still struggling a little bit to accept some of the things, but I have turned very, very spiritual. I have a lot of respect for spirituality now. I'm very acceptable of people now who have whatever beliefs they have, whether they are Hindus or Sikhs or Christians, Muslims, or whatever they believe in. I'm very open to it. I listen to them, and I'm changing day by day. This experience has helped me a lot to understand about life itself, what life is all about. It's not about yourself only, it's for a coexistence. This planet is for everybody, and everybody has their own ways of doing the things, and let everybody be happy. It seemed so familiar. I didn't feel like at an alien place or at a foreign mm, place. It was kind of, I've been there before. Like it's kind of a home for me. And I belonged there. It gave me that kind of a feeling. I didn't want to talk, discuss, or even try to understand uh, anything about God. At one stage, I was so much against the existence of God that I went to India and I bought all the religious books. Like I got myself a Quran, a Gita, and of course Guru Granth Sahib. And I was reading them to find faults or trying to prove the point that God doesn't exist. And I studied them all from that point of view. And now I realize how wrong I was to re- go through them with a preset of a mind, not to be open to what the these literature or these religious scriptures are telling. Death is a wonderful experience. Um, I I have lost the fear of death, and I would tell a person that death is just another development of life, and it is a experience which everybody you would enjoy, rather than to be scared of. I was told that in this universe or in on this earth, everybody they're all people. They are given different jobs to perform, and there's nobody who's doing a higher job or a lower job, and everybody should be satisfied and try to do their best to their ability, whatever they can do.